Okay, here we are. We're live. Welcome back. We're Carlos and Chantel Campos. If this is the first time you've ever joined us on our channel or for our nightcap, welcome. We're glad you're here.
Hi.
We make marriage mastery fun. Hopefully and easy. Um, my background is in business consulting and strategic planning. Chantel's background is 25 plus years now in doing trauma or helping people through their trauma.
Helping overcome trauma,
That's
not
true.
doing trauma.
Understanding trauma, creating better stories. So together, we came together 14 years ago now. It's crazy to think of that. And we started out living in her mom's garage. And now, I'm grateful to say, about a year ago, we finished that same mom a home on a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home on our multi-million-dollar property in Georgia. So what we want to give to you is some really cool strategies and skills to help you learn how to have epic marriage, bro.
Yeah.
But today is a special day.
Special day.
It's a nightcap. Cheers.
Nothing official. Just, processing our day.
That's right. So how was your day, babe?
Actually, kind of processing our last week and a half.
Yes,
say.
very true.
My day was kind of processing that.
Mm-hmm. So you get to see us live and no scripts, just processing. So we started our day. We came back. We were gone last Monday, because we had a retreat.
Yeah, so we had our third retreat of the year in Orlando, Florida. We had a pretty large group of people, and it was amazing. It was really, really amazing. Now, going into the retreat, we always pray about it. We pray about the people who are coming in. We obviously we get our lists together, and we really press in to feel, because every retreat is different. The dynamics are different. But there are a couple of key factors that we really do our best to maintain and hold. We have curriculum, we have schedules that we hold loosely to. And it's really important for us to create an environment, home-like environment, right? Yes. Family style. We eat together, we cook together, we clean, we process, we play, we have fun, we do all the things. So for us coming into this particular retreat, we knew coming into it that there was a lot of trauma. Carlos talked about my experience with trauma. I worked for 11 years with abused and neglected children at a children's shelter in San Diego, California. My specialty really was working with the teenagers. So at a teenage level, the amount of trauma that some of these girls went through was really extensive. I've seen pretty much a lot, it all. Can't surprise me with your story. I will tell you that. So, with that kind of experience, I felt it. I knew it coming into this retreat. We really knew that there was a lot of stuff coming in, a lot of things that we were gonna have the opportunity to work through. And and there was a lot of dynamics, and it felt like sometimes at moments mental and emotional gymnastics, right? Yeah. Like we were
Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, there was a lot. So today was really cool because we haven't really had a chance to recover, if you will. Like there's a lot of planning and preparation that goes into the retreat. Then you have the retreat itself, and then you come home and it's like back to work, back to, life, parents who live on the property, yep. Kids, their stuff, all of those things. So
activities, birthdays,
volleyball games, yep. All of the things. And so I definitely woke up this morning. We did our first workout of since, prior to the retreat, and I was
Yeah.
wiped. I came home, I had to have a nap. I was like,
Little
I
power
probably had a
nap.
little, no, I think I had a little longer nap.
Oh,
It kind of, yeah, that's why I needed
that's
coffee.
good. It's good.
But
Good,
what I
though.
recognize is that then I went into mentorship and got to, talk to some of our amazing clients. And then I had the women's call. And on the women's call, it was really cool because my topic was about, the little victories and what we focus on, like the successes of life, right?
Yes.
Like not the failures, not the little mistakes, or we don't harp on those things, but how do we celebrate the victories, the sprouts, the little things?
Yes.
And so I had the women who attended the retreat share, and man, I tell you what, that was a refreshing for me. It was kind of like, God's little way of just depositing joy, depositing replenishment, depositing refreshing into my spirit. I really needed it. And it was so good. And it's by design, right? That it's a week later after we've been home and I'm just like not feeling refreshed. And so it's interesting. My word this morning was actually really cool too.
That's right. So through our process of Epic 30, we always get a word of wisdom, and then we release by doing a little journaling, or there's many ways you can release, but then we receive wisdom and then we give. That's our Epic 30 process. So we do it as a couple, as a family every morning. It's a good way to create better habits and new neural passageways in a good way. So we've been doing it a long time, and it's a process that we created that helps you have epic marriage skills. So
yeah,
that's what we did this morning. So when we say our word of wisdom is what she received, and it was super powerful and super purposeful. We always say you can't make this stuff up.
Yeah,
it's right on point when we need it, exactly when we need it.
So the word was in Hebrews 12:11. And what I got back from the Father was about discipline and how painful it is, right? Discipline is painful. And but the harvest it produces is powerful, and it's full of abundant blessings and freedom. And it was cool because, a lot of my clients are dealing with their gardens, right? We're coming into fall, and so they're harvesting, right? So recognizing both the emotional and mental battle, if you will, through the retreat, and creating freedom, and really, creating a safe environment for that healing to take place is painful. It's, it's hard. It's hard to press into those things. It's hard to, acknowledge the darkness, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
That was Carlos's word, mission, right? To be able to, what was it?
Well, so at every retreat, even us personally, we go there asking the question, what do we want? And so that's always our first night. We always ask people that are there and ourselves, what do we want? Kind of have a theme for the week. And what I was looking for was the ability to understand and see the benefits of the darkness. How can you explain that well? I wanted to upgrade, and man, we had plenty of opportunity. We learned a lot during that week together, and a lot of trauma that we worked through with a lot of the clients there. But yet, amazing. Like, they always say for every bit of darkness or things that you have to deal with, there's like equal and even more light, which light always wins. I mean, you can light a little match in the corner of a dark, huge room, and it'll light up the room. Super cool. So
yeah. So what I wanted to get out of the retreat was breakthrough. And so coupled with the darkness, and you know what I mean? So then you have the light that breaks through, right? So that good. Breakthrough. So anyways, yeah, it was just kind of cool, like, because that's what we were sharing.
So the word though you got this morning, how did that kind of tie into then the ladies' call? I'm curious. Where did it all come together for you?
Just the discipline, like, because for the women's call, I always do a check-in, right? So we're checking in on our week, like, what are we doing? And so it was interesting because there's always, some similarities, right? Some people are working on, they've just moved, and going to the retreat was a huge thing, and, leaving their kids for a time frame, like it's painful, right? The distance of growth is painful. There's, people working on their identity, working through, the inner battles, the emotional stuff.
Well, I think too, a big part of it would be even the fact that you did the call, even that we're doing this right now. I mean, we can do this even though we don't feel like it. Right? It's the disciplines to follow through with stuff when you don't feel like it. So I think,
Yeah.
seriously, awesome.
Thanks.
Seriously, amazing. Because I know, like, she took our son to the airport yesterday. He requested that she would take him. Little mother-son time, a little connection time. It was awesome. And they went at 6 a.m. So she didn't get to sleep in yesterday. Saturday, when we normally sleep in, that's our norm. That's our rule. Hey, we take off. It's our day of rest. We cease from what we normally do. But there's always the exception. What was the exception? Well, yesterday, on Saturday, we were at our daughter's volleyball tournament supporting her. We love that that's her dream and she's going after it, and we support her in it. So we didn't get to sleep in there. So Saturday, Sunday, and here we go. So that I am super blessed, babe, because I think your word just encouraged you that even when we don't feel like it, we still have the discipline of follow through. That's the key.
Well, there's so much blessing in the discipline, right? So it's easy to say I don't feel like it, just like you said, and it would be justified. Like, I think that's really where it comes down to. Our excuses can be justified. We can justify our excuses all over the place. Well, you haven't rested. Oh, well, you haven't had a break. You haven't been refreshed. You haven't, all these things, right? But we design things on purpose, and we will have a weekend at the beach.
That's right. If I look at the workout, I'm like, when we were talking about going to the workout, we followed through. I love having a trainer. She's like, making sure we're there. We're paying her to have us be accountable to go there. That's a good way to hold yourself accountable, by the way, is pay for it. So then we're like, oh, we're going, like, we're paying for this, let's go. And we didn't feel like it, but we had the discipline and the habit. We know that 3 times a week we're going to work out with the trainer. We see the health benefits, we see the strength benefits, like
the results.
That's right. We're seeing the fruit, right? They're little sprouts, they turn into fruits. If we protect them and don't stomp on them, that's such a powerful thing. Oh, look at how that did over at your life. But if that was like a sprout representation of a sprout, a little green sprout, and you're protecting it, it's not a fruit tree yet, but it can be if we protect and allow it to grow and bless it and speak life over it, not death.
For sure. Yeah.
So good stuff.
That's good.
That's cool. So it really encouraged you, and so I think it's safe to say, would you say you got a word this morning, wisdom. You walked it out. You went to the workout, even though you didn't feel like it. You met with your clients, mentorship, even though you didn't feel like it. You did the women's call. I didn't feel like it. Nothing personal to the women, just reality of being tired and exhausted. But then because you were willing to follow through, you reap what you sowed. And tonight you sowed. You sowed some great fruit. You were encouraged by it. Like, the promises are always true. If you're willing to sow, you will reap. And tonight you reaped it, huh? You got some good reports from people. Super powerful.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So what was some of your highlights of that with the ladies? Like, what was some of the things that they were like, just that was super felt like fruit and felt like, I'm so glad. Like, you told me when you came in, you're like, I'm so glad I did that. And hearing those, I needed that. What did you need?
Yeah, so there was so much, right? There was so much. Yeah. It's hard to pick. Like,
so just the results.
Yeah, just the results. Well, the activities that we have at the retreat, are designed for a reason, right? They're purposeful. And so, they're designed for breakthrough. They're designed for, challenging both you mentally, emotionally, physically, even. And so we are super passionate about our clients knowing what they believe and why, and being able to communicate what they believe in why, and making a choice, right? So, I think, there's so many different cultures and communities that operate just as kind of like sheep, right? Even religious circles, like you just do what you're told because that's what you were told to do. And so we have clients that are really exercising the muscle of choice, exercising the muscle of utilizing their voice. And we deeply encourage that. Like that
So good.
fires me up.
Come on.
Like I'm super passionate about you having a choice, using your voice, making a decision, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Right? Creating an environment where that's okay. And so that was a lot of the fruit. That was a lot of what people experience with the certain activities that we do. I'm not going to give it away because you got to come to a retreat to do it. But it's hard. It's not easy. It's a head trip. It's like, okay, well, so we have clients who are repeat retreat attendees. And so, what? It's always fascinating to me to see where they are in their journey, right? So sometimes what they need is to say, okay, I'm going to make a choice to not do this, and to see what our response is. Like, are we going to force them to do it, or are they going to do it just because we said that they should do it, right? Or
that's good.
A different season where they've been through that season where they've said no and they have chosen not to do it and it was okay. And now they're like, okay, so I know that is okay for me to exercise that, but now I really don't want to do this, but I know I don't have to do it, but I really wanted, I'm going to do it because I know it's hard and I know it's beneficial and I know there's breakthrough on this other side of it. So there's so many different layers and levels and seasons that people go through, right? Especially when you are in pursuit of growth, when you are in pursuit of that personal development and healing and breakthrough. So that's fun for me. That was really fun. And then there was another gal who same experience, but prior to it, we had a breakthrough on an emotional level, just her and I, and she was acknowledging how perfect it was then to go straight into this activity that she had resisted in the past in other areas, but was able to just felt like a full refreshing and healing in that, and and a breakthrough. So that was really cool too. Cool. What else? Then there was perspective of somebody who came 4 years ago and then got to see somebody that they hadn't seen in a long time, and to acknowledge the growth in them. And like there was just so much. There's so much. It's hard to.
No, it's really cool.
It's hard to put my,
cool
without
to see
sharing
the results, right? Because I mean, here we are. They left Tuesday, so a week ago tomorrow. The retreat ended. Man, Monday night, what we were doing last Monday was some ice baths. I know I shouldn't ruin that, right? That's a surprise. But it's part of the process of shock and awe. And it's very beneficial, hugely beneficial, health, mental, emotional, relational. So point being though,
right now.
I know I said I didn't, you should have given me the memo. It happens.
I
No, but I didn't know that's what you're referring to.
Yeah. Carlos Campos.
See what happens. I totally thought you were talking about like Epic 30. I didn't think
serious.
I promise. I swear, as a Boy Scout. Cheers, babe. I love you. Okay, I let the cat out of the bag. That's our secret weapon, but anyways, just forget I said it, okay? There we go. And come to a retreat. Point being is that, man, a lot of cool results, because last Monday, like I said, we were doing the process of finalizing, initiating the retreat, graduation type thing. And now to hear just a week later, the results, the fruit that came from it already is super powerful. And the commitment that people are having, I love that. Love hearing that.
Yeah, it's interesting because there was also one gal who had a lot of resistance to the Epic 30, the process we do, where I got my word right, connecting with the Father, and we do it every morning, and it's foundational for us. And she had a lot of resistance just due to her past experiences and whatnot, and but she's been doing it
faithfully.
And
it's really cool.
The victory that she shared was that she's seeing a difference. She's feeling a difference.
Come on.
Her communication is improving. And just overall life in general. She's got kids, confidence, all of those things. And it was just, man, that's such a blessing. And that again goes back to the refreshing. It's the deposit into my spirit to know that there's breakthrough, to know that there's victories, and to feel it and to see it, because we get to see them on.
Well, yeah, knowing that the hard work pays off. It's a lot of work to get those things done and then prepare for them, but then to implement it and to do it.
It was so we laughed. We laughed so hard because somebody asked, "Well, Chantel, what was your victory?" And I was like, "Man, when I was cleaning out the kitchen and packing up the food, and I saw how much didn't even get opened, I was like, victory for me is that y'all got fed." And they were like, "We didn't go hungry." And I was like, "Yes." So anyways, we got a good laugh out.
That's funny.
Because for real, like there was so much emotional stuff that went on.
Yep.
That, when you're processing and you're cleaning up afterwards, you're like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't open this. I didn't open that. Did I feed everybody okay?" Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
We
always eat good at our retreats.
It's important, right?
Amazing.
I mean, food,
amazing. We have feasts while we're together at the retreat.
Food is emotional support.
We always have cool locations. We had some fun, good adventure.
Yeah.
Good connection.
So how was your day?
It was good.
I feel like I've been doing all the talking.
You have been, and that's okay. So rare, right? You guys mark this calendar day. No, it's super good. So we as men have been reading through the book, the Windy Road to Excellence, and it's a great book. It kind of keeps us flowing and going, and you see the windy road to excellence. I could name it the windy road to epic marriage skills too, because they have a correlation to them. It's just how do you apply it to relationship, what you're learning, because it's mainly talking about business and leadership, right? And that's why we, as men, that's what we're doing. We're reading this book and then we process it. We sometimes get through a chapter. We sometimes get through a page. We sometimes get through a paragraph. And then we have discussion. It's really powerful. So join us, man. If you're looking for a place to plug in and a safe place to learn and grow, this is it. But anyways, today was chapter 11. It's teamwork. This is what's super cool about it. Like we were processing through and this amazing business leader, essentially it's done, he has the results, the fruit for sure. Talked about how important teamwork is, and the 4 C's of teamwork are communication, cooperation, collaboration, and coordination. What's so interesting was the way that those come together and you're able to do those things. That's 3 C's of teamwork, or excuse me, the 4 C's of teamwork, and then there's the 5th one, is to have the same mission. Now it's fascinating because we talk about this and we teach this in our relationship skills, that when you're single and you're looking for a potential spouse, little nugget is your missions line up. Now, some of you are like, "I don't even know my mission. I don't know my life calling," and blah, blah. That's fine. What do you want it to be? And find someone that has similar mission as you and is doing similar. And it's crazy because that's what they talked about, that to create the best team is everyone's on the same mission. And then you also, in this case, they were talking about how there was multiple companies that were all trying to work together, and their mission was to help this certain city in North Carolina, Greenville, actually, to grow and to produce great entrepreneurs and to help the economy there and all this stuff. So multiple companies came together. Guess what? their missions aligned, that they wanted to help their people in their city and they wanted to see the economy grow. So that was the mission. So they literally said that the missions were overlapping because they all wanted to help. And then to create a team, they had to communicate well, they had a cooperation, collaboration, and coordination. But why were they willing to have those things? Because they had the same mission.
Yeah.
So what was super cool was like reading that and then going, dude, this is like confirmation of why we tell you your marriage will flow a lot better. Now, is it impossible if you don't have the same mission as your spouse and you're already married to them? You don't need to get divorced. Is it possible to still have an epic marriage? Yes, because it's a skill. But the point is that you have a nice flow and a nice collaboration. You're going to have better communication, cooperation, collaboration, and coordination because your missions align. And then the final thing was consolidation, which is becoming more efficient. And how do you consolidate? Yoking together, working together in synchronicity. It was super fascinating because we teach the process of yoking. We talk about how in real life, when two cows, bovine, yoke together, 1,000-pound cow, 1,000-pound cow, by themselves, they can pull 2,000 pounds, 2,000 pounds. Put them together, they can pull 3 times their weight. They can pull 6,000 pounds. Crazy awesome, right? When they yoke together, the yoke helps to increase and cause them to work together, and they can literally pull 6,000 pounds. Crazy, right? Well, that principle is so true as well. If you're willing to consolidate and work together as a team and unify in marriage, yoking together, or in a business, yoking together, it's a great equalizer. You can pull. And we often say that wherever you're willing to yoke with your spouse, in whatever category, kids, finances, dreams, home, like there's so many adventure, right? There's so many different categories. When you're willing to yoke with your spouse in that way, you guys work together on it, consolidate your skills and talents and work together on it. 3 times the results. You're going to get 3 times the result. It was interesting because they said 1 + 1 = 3.2. I was like, what the heck? Where'd they get that number? But this was a book, and they weren't talking even about yoking. They were talking about consolidation and working together to be more efficient and taking each other's skills and talents.
That's really cool.
Working them together. And I was like, that is such freaking awesome confirmation of what we teach in marriage, to outgive each other.
Yeah.
If you're willing to give of your talents and they give of their talents and you coordinate together, consolidate.
That was that was another thing that one of my clients today was talking about, how her and her husband are working on that, outgiving each other.
So
and so I asked how, and so she got to share a little bit about what she's working on. So she's not normally a physical touch person, but he feeds off of that, right? And so, on the flip side, she loves when he offers help in the kitchen or help here, acts of service, right?
Let's go, love languages.
So just they're conscious of it and they're working through it. So it's awesome, super awesome.
It is physical touch, acts of service. There's the love languages. The power is what we process through with people is that sometimes we don't have, it's the balance of the love languages that makes all the difference in a relationship.
Well, and it's being conscious of again, going back to outgiving each other. Like I'm consciously, working to outgive my spouse, and we I don't know, we kind of use it as a competition.
That's right.
Because we both like competition. It was so funny at our workout today.
Tell me about that. What happened? What happened? I want to hear your perspective of what happened.
What do you mean?
There at the end.
There at the end.
The healthy competition. She goes, hey, we're going to run 400 meters because someone else that's in our class ran 400 meters. I'm like, is that what they require? And they're like, no, let's do it. And she takes off. I'm like, oh my gosh. So then I got to catch up.
How'd that go?
Now you tell the story. I'm catching up. She's running ahead of me, which I really like because she has a nice body. So I like to watch her from behind. I like her behind. So I follow her really well. But then I ran beside her.
It was funny because, so we finished the workout and one of the gals was like, I didn't burn my calories. And like, I thought, okay, so she didn't burn all her calories or whatever. And so then I go to gather my stuff, get my drink, and I see her coming back from a run, and I was like, "What? I would have ran with you." And she's like, "Well, go." And I was like, "All right." So then
Then she turns
Carlos
to me
comes
and
up,
I'm
and I'm
done.
like,
We're
"All right,
finished with our
let's
workout.
go. We're totally
running
done."
400 meters. I'm like, you got a mouse in your pocket? I'm like, who's
So we
this
go to the
wee crap?
200. We go to
I
the
just
200.
worked out. I'm tired.
We go to the 200 mark. He's like, "This 400, 200 there and back." I was like, "No." I'm like, 400 there
Oh
and
my
back.
gosh.
And so we went, and of course on the way back, I'm like, I'm gonna sprint because sprinting is better for you. You lose more weight, you burn more calories,
It's
right?
the runner's sprint, right?
Yeah.
At the end.
And so we kind of started racing a little bit.
What happened, babe?
What happened? He's got longer legs than me.
No, in all seriousness,
And I peed my pants.
In all seriousness, I'm just gonna be real for a minute. 9 times out of 10, this woman kicks ass. Okay, this should be real. She does. I'm not kidding. Like she's got an amazing cardio system, and we've worked out for many years together. We love it, by the way. But when it comes to cardio, she pretty much does dominate me most of the time. But today I was like, all right. And so at the end, when we're sprinting, I'm like, I won.
He starts raising those knees real high.
Right, real high. And just spreading those legs. And it's a full-on sprint at the end. You know what I'm saying? And coach was like, healthy competition. I wonder what she would have said if I lost. Then she would have been like, good job, Carlos. Nice try.
Oh, she wouldn't. I still enjoyed the competition.
I'm just teasing. No, but it is true. We enjoy. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Thanks for testing me. But I'm serious, like 9 out of 10. That was like the one time that's really cool because I can talk about it now because I'm the talker, so I'll talk about it now for years. Brag at how I beat her in that one race.
Okay.
I know it won't last long.
It won't.
So,
I was real tired today.
Yep.
He got lucky.
Yep. She's right. She's so right.
Anyways, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah.
I know we're a little bit slap happy at this point.
Cheers.
Cheers, big ears. You need a haircut. Oh,
tomorrow.
You can't see it on the video. I don't know what he did on his head, but
oh no, I had some weird mark, probably from the yeah, so that's the extra, right? And that's what I literally chalked it up to. I'm like, I guess we're tired. We weren't even, we thought we'd alter it and do less today because we were tired. We did the workout to the fullest, and then we went the extra. We did 400 meters, so we weren't even required to do that. That's extraordinary, yo.
Yeah.
Willing to do the extra, even though we're tired. But it's good for the body, soul, spirit, and
our health goals.
That's right, health goals, but also strength to protect ourselves and our loved ones. That's super important. That's what really motivates me. And also pictures of me looking about 8 months pregnant. That motivates me as well. This little beer belly.
Beer belly when he's never drank beer in his life.
I could set my drink on my belly. Thank goodness it's fasting works. It's all natural. So, anyways, all right. Enough of the small talk. Yeah. Hey.
We'll see you next week.
Yep. We'll see you next week. And
thanks for joining us.
You can like and subscribe when we do more of these videos live or post videos, you'll get them. But also,
and if you want structured content, you can join us on school.com, skool.com/epic your life.
Yeah.
We have an amazing community of people, and there's lots of content on there. We do community mentorship. We do men's and women's calls.
Yep.
We really enjoy the community that we work with. It's really awesome.
It's a safe place to be you.
Yeah.
And we'll love you anyways, no matter what.